Credit cards are important in many aspects of adult life, for buying a house, getting loans, or traveling the world for free. To get these rewards, you have to climb the credit card ladder, and today I'll be teaching you how to climb the first rung. The cards that I've chosen for this video are cards that anybody can get and still have some nice rewards. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what card is right for you. So Lyndon, what kind of credit card do I need for my first card? When you first start out, most credit card companies will only give you a secured card. A secured card is a card that requires a deposit, and then your credit limit will meet that deposit. So for example, if you made the refundable deposit of $200, then the credit card limit would be $200. Eventually, after you build trust with these credit card companies, then they'll give you your deposit back and raise your credit limit. This gives the bank no real risks, because if you don't pay your credit card, the banks can just take money out of your deposit. These cards are a great way to start building your credit, and most people start off this way. Some of these cards also offer pretty good rewards. These cards are designed for building credit and to start a relationship with the bank. Saying that, to build a good relationship, you have to spend responsibly and pay off your bill 100% every month. Paying off your credit in full is the most important thing when building your credit, and if you don't do this, banks will view you as a risky person. The best way to do this is putting only small charges on your credit card in the beginning, such as gas or buying a stick of gum. That way you can pay it off in full every month without having to worry about it. Over time, this will show the credit bureaus that you can handle credit responsibly. All right, let's get into the video. Coming in at number 5 is the secured Mastercard from Capital One with a 26.99 APR. This is a great first credit card because it gives you the chance to save money on your secured deposit. Depending on how Capital One judges you, you could either put in $50, $100, or $150 and get a $200 credit limit. This means that you will not have to pay the $200 to get the $200 credit limit. Sometimes that $200 can be a mental barrier for some people, so if you struggle with that, this card could be good for you. It usually takes you about 6 months to get your security deposit back, but that depends on how you use the card. If you're bad at remembering deadlines, this card offers automatic payments, so if you miss a deadline, it'll still pay the card down. Now this card offers some safety features that I was pleasantly surprised by. If they notice any suspicious activity on your account, they will contact you, and if your card is lost or stolen, then you can freeze it and get a new one overnight. The part that really surprised me is the feature called Eno. Eno allows you to make one-time passwords that you use on websites, so websites don't actually save your password. So if somebody breaks into that website, they can't get your password because it was a fake password. This adds a layer of safety and confidence when you're buying from websites that you don't particularly trust. This card is also great for travelers because it has no foreign transaction fees, so you can be in another country and not have to worry about being charged extra. This card also has CreditWise, which is a way to track your credit on the go. The reason why I put this card at number 5 is because it doesn't really offer any cashback or other rewards, but it's still a great card to start. Alright, let's get into number 4. Number 4 is the Discover It Student Cashback Card that has a 0% APR for the first 6 months and then a pretty low APR after that. This card is by far the best card for students and offers some great rewards that you can take advantage of if you're a broke college student like myself. Like the last card, this card has a $0 annual fee, but unlike the last card, it pays you $20 a year if you keep your grades above a 3.0. That's like 20 free McChickens a year. This reward lasts for 5 years, which is more time than it should take to finish college. So besides the $20 a year, what does this card offer you? This card will give you 5% cash back on certain retailers like Amazon, Apple, or PayPal. So for example, if you spent $100 at Amazon, you would get $5 back. Now that $5 may not seem like a lot, but trust me, it adds up. I haven't had to pay for a birthday or Christmas present in over 2 years because of my cashback. Now keep in mind these retailers change every 3 months, which is also known as a quarter. So for the first quarter, you could be getting 5% back at Amazon, but the next quarter you could be getting 5% back at grocery stores. All other purchases in this card give you 1% cash back, which is basically free money. This is a great example of why credit is amazing. In addition to getting cash back on this card, Discover will actually match your cash back at the end of the year. So for example, if you spend $100 on the card, Discover would give you another $100 and make that $100 into $200. This happened with me, and I basically got $100 for free. I found that using cashback on those smaller, more inconvenient purchases is the best option when using cashback, because that way you can spread it out and get rid of all those annoying little purchases. So another great thing about the Discover It Student Cashback Card is that you have a referral bonus. So when you get your friends to sign up for the card, you get $50 for free. And this referral bonus only adds up as you climb the credit card ladder. So besides all the good rewards, is this card safe? Yes, this card is great because it tracks your social security number on dark websites and allows you to freeze your card if anything goes wrong and receive another one the next day. This card is one of my favorite beginner cards and my all-time favorite for students. This is because you get that good grade bonus, which helps out a lot. All right, let's get into number 3. So number 3 is actually the Apple Card, which is not a secured card, so that means that you do not have to pay anything to get a credit limit on this card. Saying this, it is a bit harder to qualify for, but tons of people with no credit have qualified. Also, Apple has a thing called the Path to Apple Card, that where if you don't qualify, they'll give you instructions on how to increase your chances of qualifying. One notable thing about applying for the Apple Card is that it doesn't actually affect your credit score unless you get approved. This doesn't really matter if you don't have any credit history, but I thought I'd mention it. This card is only really worth it if you have an iPhone and use Apple Pay often. This is because you get 2% cash back on purchases made through Apple Pay. The Apple Card also gives you 1% cash back on all other categories and 3% cash back when buying Apple products or in rotating stores like Nike or Amazon. Now this is decent, but if you don't have an iPhone or don't use Apple Pay, then this card is really not worth it because you only get 1% cash back. Apple has a no fee rule on this card, so you have no foreign transaction fees, no late fees, and no annual fees. This is kind of becoming the norm with all the modern credit cards, which is nice. The no late fee rule will only save you money if you forget to pay down your credit card, which I never recommend you do because that will drop your credit score. One thing that I really like about the Apple Card is their app. Their app is very transparent, and it will show you how much not paying off your card in full will actually cost you each month. Another great thing about the app is that it acts like a budgeting app. So instead of using Mint or another app like that, you can just use the Apple app. And this will help you track your payments and see where you're spending your money so you can cut back. The last thing that I should mention about this card is it is a metal credit card, so you can flex on your friends. Overall, the Apple Card really only makes sense if you have an iPhone and use Apple Pay often. If this is not you, then I would recommend going with one of the other cards on this list. Now I'm going to talk about number 2, which is the Petal Cashback No Fees Visa Credit Card. This card is another card that's not a secured card, so you don't have to pay anything and you can start building your credit for free. It also has some decent rewards. This card offers up to 1.5% cash back on all purchases. When you first get the card, you only have 1% cash back, but after 6 months of on-time payments, you get up to 1.25%, and then 6 months more of on-time payments, you get up to 1.5%. So for example, if you spent $1,000 on the card, you would get $15 in cash back. Like the Apple Card, this card has no fees, so it's perfect for traveling because you can avoid those foreign transaction fees. And because it's a secured card, you get a larger line of credit ranging from $500 to $10,000. If you have little to no credit history, which I'm assuming most of you do not, then you probably won't get access to $10,000 of credit immediately, but over time as you build the relationship with that bank, then they will increase your credit line. This card is very similar to the Apple Card, and if you were looking at the Apple Card but you have an Android or just don't use Apple Pay, then I think this card is a great option. Like the Apple Card, when you apply for this card, it will not hurt your credit score unless you are accepted, and also it has a great budgeting app. This card is fairly straightforward, and it has great cashback and no fees, so I would totally recommend this card to basically anybody. All right, let's get into number 1. Number 1 is the Discover It Secured card. This card is by far my favorite credit card for building credit with no credit history, and I still have this card. And I use it today even though I have a lot more advanced credit cards. This card is designed to build your credit as fast as possible, and within just 6 months, my credit score went from nothing to 740. This allowed me to get a much more advanced credit card that gave me up to $1,000 worth of free travel. Now this is a secured credit card, so you will have to pay the amount that you want your credit limit to be. So for example, I paid $200 and my credit limit was $200. I chose this number because I knew I would only be putting my car's gas on the card, and that was all I needed. However, after just 3 months, they refunded my security deposit and extended my credit line from $200 to $2,000. This card offers 2% cash back on gas stations and 1% cash back on everything else. However, with the cashback match that Discover applies at the end of the year, it's really like you're getting 2 to 4% cashback. And again, the cashback match is where the credit card company will double all the cashback you've earned for that year. So for example, if you earned $100, the company would make it $200. The Discover It card is also very safe. You have the ability to freeze the card if it gets lost or stolen, and you can receive a new one overnight. And Discover will also look out for suspicious activity using your card online. I can also say that their customer service is really good, and it did not take me long at all to reach somebody. This card is a great option if you're young and you're trying to build your credit as fast as possible while still getting some good rewards. So Lyndon, what card should I get? If you use Apple Pay a lot, then I would recommend the Apple Card because you get 2% cash back on that, which is pretty good. I would recommend that most people go for the Discover It Secured card, and this is because that card is designed to help build your credit, which really should be your goal in the beginning. This card is also great because you can hold it for life even when you get the better cards. However, if you are a student, I would recommend you go with the Discover It Student Cashback card, and this is because it's very similar to the Discover It Secured card, but you get that extra $20 good grade credit. Building credit is a great way to be proactive in your adult life. I'm 19 and I have saved and made thousands just by utilizing credit cards. I'll make a future video explaining how to get the most value out of your credit cards and even leverage them to never pay for a flight again. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found some value in this video, and I hope you were able to find out what credit card is best for you. If you want to learn more about personal finance, investing, and credit cards, I recommend you subscribe to this channel. And if you want to apply for any of these credit cards, I will leave links in the description. Thank you so much, and peace.